Hello, everybody. Welcome to Beyond Sports. We're gonna whine about sports.
Where we bitch and moan about
We're
what
gonna
teams that
cry.
have actually done really well in the past few years, but
No, not today.
not the past few weeks.
Yeah, the last couple of weeks have been real bad.
It
Real,
was
real
really
bad.
bad. Um, my camera is about as bad as uh, I'm not even gonna fix it. I don't even care. It's off frame and
Yeah,
it should
fuck
be.
it.
Doesn't matter.
Fuck it. Nothing matters. Uh,
It's all terrible.
this.
Um, it's as terrible as the Chiefs wide receiving room.
Oh, that's real terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was like we were saying earlier. Kadarius Toney has lost the Chiefs more games than the Chiefs defense has lost the
Mm-hmm.
Chiefs this
Mm-hmm.
season, and it's not even really close because he's up 2-0 on them.
He's up to yeah.
He's week
He
1, and then today he literally wiped out it. He deforted us. He did something so terrible we haven't thought it could happen since D Ford was here, and we've
you know,
never seen it happen offensively for us.
and
Like,
we just shoot ourselves in the foot every week, every single week.
yeah,
It's turnovers, penalties, drop passes.
yeah.
That's
I
all we
mean,
that's what we see, and it's what loses us the game. Just one or two. We're like, if we could have one or two of those back, we would have won.
yeah,
And today, if we could have just had one penalty back, we may have won that game.
yeah. I mean,
Um,
it's the same thing you see every week. Is you start every drive almost with a first down penalty or a first down drop or
mhm.
intense pressure to where the ball has to be thrown into the ground. A lot of the pressure we give up is due to the receivers not getting open.
Not getting open. Mahomes will have
Um,
time, and then we just don't.
Don't capitalize. The running game was existent today. It did its thing. It
More existent than I thought it would be.
Yeah, Clyde played fairly well, I thought. I'll give him credit where it's due. He looked
He did.
rejuvenized.
Yeah, he didn't do terrible at all, honestly. Him
No,
and McKinnon both did great for us.
no.
That's not where the failure lied. Where the failure lies
It's the
is,
wide receiving room.
yeah,
And I
Rasheed Rice is the only bright spot again today. Even the only bright spot on that wide receiving core.
I understand not making not firing Matt Nagy midseason because that's not an Andy Reid thing to do. But I mean, like maybe the wide receivers coach
No,
can go.
yeah, and I think Matt
Uh,
Nagy could probably go to. Like
I
we, what
agree,
is
but
he?
I
This is the worst our offense has looked, I think, in the entire Andy Reid era. I don't think there was an Alex Smith year that looked this bad.
there
I,
is
I
the
mean,
year
we
we
love
had
Alex Smith.
no.
No,
There was the
no,
year we had no receivers catch a touchdown.
I know, and yet our offense still looked more efficient than this.
Yeah, you're
Like,
right. You're right on that. This is
it's
ugly.
bad.
It's fucking
It's
ugly, and
dude, we gotta watch Demarcus Robinson, like a guy who we let go of after like even giving like kind of a one last ditch effort year, right? Remember we signed him to like one more year after his
yeah,
rookie. Just be like, you've been around for a while, you know the system. We kind of need some guys. But we were finally like, all right, man, you're not really a wide receiver. You know what I mean? And no, he was doing great with the Rams today. He's doing
yeah.
fantastic. In fact,
Our wide receiver room has done nothing but gotten worse since Sammy Watkins left.
I know it's weird. It's not like Sammy was like, you know,
But ever since that was the best the receiving core has looked with Mahomes, and probably that's one of the best receiving rooms we've seen
it's
in
not
Kansas
like we
City.
need a great wide receiving room. Look at last year. Not a great wide receiving room.
We just
Just
need.
just okay. And that's all we need.
I mean, you
We
just
just want
need a
okay.
one guy that's guaranteed. I mean, and I think Rasheed Rice with that catch that he had today on the sideline, I think that was indicative of the trust between Mahomes and him. Because
Yeah.
that was a tough throw, and I like to see that, and I think that bodes well for the future. But we're not. This isn't a team that's going to make
Every
any. Isn't going to do anything in the playoffs. This
No,
is
no.
not a
We
team.
were either committing penalties or turning the ball over, or we're just dropping a lot of passes.
Yeah. And the real shame is that this is an AFC team, so they probably do have a chance, even with how bad they're playing, to make noise in the
The
playoffs. Because this is
AFC is not what we thought it would be this year.
no, the AFC is very NFC-esque. I mean,
It's so super winnable right now.
yeah,
Like the Ravens are the only really good team.
and they aren't
And
that they have some good moments. Like today, they
like
won, but that was a hard fought win.
the Dolphins are decent, but we already beat them. So
Yeah,
we
we
know we can
know.
do that.
Yeah,
Um that's it. That's all there is. It's the Ravens. That's it. That's all
yeah,
we got to get by. And we know they're terrible in the playoffs.
yeah. We might not
Lamar
even see
Jackson
them.
has one playoff win in his career.
What's gonna happen is we're gonna run into fucking Denver, and that's scary.
And I'm never gonna watch football again after that. We
I
lose to
might,
Denver in the playoffs.
dude. I'll
We
cry.
lose if Denver
I
wins
can't
the
do that again.
division. No, if Denver wins the division and then we lose to him in the playoffs, I'm never watching football. Cry.
I will cry probably. I don't know how. I'll shave my head.
Okay. And I don't want to hear
I'll go
all your
full
Denver
Britney
fans be like,
Spears.
oh, the Chiefs have been so good lately, blah, blah, blah. Even with how good the Chiefs have been lately, I have still had to see Denver win more Super Bowls than us in my lifetime. So I don't want to
Yeah,
hear it until we're tied, until I have seen that third one from KC. Like I've seen three from Denver in my life. I don't want to hear it.
I agree. I agree. Because I've seen us lose as many Super Bowls as I've seen Denver lose. I've seen the Eagles lose more than.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And the Eagles also not.
No, that was this fucking bullshit, dude. Like it was a terrible game.
Mm.
It's been a terrible 2 weeks. I've
And
hated football from America's Game of the Week on for the last 2 weeks. I
yeah,
really hope that
no,
I'm glad that next week the Chiefs are on at fucking noon, so that way, and the Eagles don't play until Monday, so we can
we
spread out
yeah,
my torture a little bit.
this will be like our second noon game all year. It'll be so nice.
Yeah, and right now I'm advocating for more of those just so we can spread out my misery.
I
Like
you
this
know,
is,
and look,
or just, or put them both on at the same exact time because I'd rather get it all out of the way and not waste my whole fucking day like I did today.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Uh,
And look, like, okay, the officiating's terrible, and we're all gonna want
oh,
to shit and complain about that, but that's not why we lost. And I don't want to
no,
hear, I don't
no,
want to hear
no.
the excuses. I don't hear those excuses from Chiefs fan, even though even Andy Reid and Mahomes in the press conference were kind of
Well, it
they
doesn't,
actually they were questioned about it, but
yeah, but it doesn't help whenever Von Miller did line up offsides like two
yeah,
plays later, and I was fucking losing my mind. I just was
yeah. But no, let's not call that. Let's
no,
not
no,
call it on
because it
that guy.
doesn't.
But look, that's not what lost us the game. It's not. And we are not we cannot stoop to those levels of trying to blame the officials,
No,
um,
no.
because we have seen plenty of times when we've got some shit calls and still won the game.
Yeah. But on the
So
flip side, on the Eagles side, I don't think that any Eagles fans, I don't think we're above that. I think that we're fine blaming the refs.
put your Eagles hat on. You do have your Eagles hat on.
Eagles hat on.
You
But so
guys
yes,
are
that's an Eagles fan. That was down to the refs, like that. And we just no, not really. I mean, you
you don't
can't
lose by
fu-
17 because of the refs.
you can't
Oh,
fumble
ooh, wait, no, they kicked three more. You don't lose by 20.
20. Cool, 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 cool. I gave up on watching. Don't know.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, no, three fumbles by one by Jalen, one by Devonta, and one by AJ. Yeah, you lost all of those. You Jalen Carter scores more points than your whole offense. Um, it was I don't know. I I got nothing. It was just bad football.
Bad
Not
all
fun.
around.
Not fun to watch.
Terrible.
Welcome back to Alice Goddard. Back
Mm.
just in time to be a part of the downfall. Uh, the good news is that
You still
it's a winnable schedule for Philly.
you you're
Just win if
still
you win
first
out,
in the
you
conference,
win the
right?
division, and the no Niners are now first in the
Niners
conference.
are now first. Niners. You're
But the
still first in the
Niners
division.
Niners do have the Ravens on theirs, so maybe the Ravens can do us a solid and whoop that ass. Please, Baltimore, do something.
Let's say maybe the Niners can do the Chiefs a solid, but the Chiefs would have to win
The
out,
Chiefs
and the
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 Chiefs need
Ravens
two
need to
things.
lose twice, I
Yeah,
think now,
yeah.
or Yeah. So
I just need yeah, that needs to happen, and then the Eagles need to win out, and then they'll get the 1 seed. But really, they just have to take care of business, just win out at this point. Because you need to give there needs to be some positive gains made by
Chiefs
this
have
team.
to as well
Yeah,
because the
both
Broncos
teams.
are a game behind us and they look like the better team right now.
Yeah,
They've looked
yeah.
like the better team for the
And
past
Dallas
month.
definitely looks like the better team than Philadelphia after tonight. I can't argue that. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it was not enjoyable to watch football today, dude. I hate
Mm-hmm.
it so much. Um, I hate it so much. I'm gonna work during football next week during the Eagles game.
What?
It's on a
Is
Monday
it
night.
Monday night? I was about to
Yeah,
say, just yeah, okay. You
at
were going
work.
to anyways.
I know that was the joke.
So yeah, depression in full swing here at
This
Beyond Sports. So
yeah,
much so that two of our guys didn't even show up. It was that depressing.
yeah, it was a no call, no show. One
Yeah.
guy was a
Okay, well, we
little
knew
under the
Tim
weather.
wasn't going to for the
Yeah,
rest of the month because he's been hell at work. But
the other one, yeah,
still,
just
we're gonna blame it on how bad it is.
oh,
Yeah.
Sneaky's definitely with how bad it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That dude
He's
is I think he gave up. I think he's fully off the cliff,
I
actually.
didn't hear from that dude after Josh Allen made that throw.
Yeah, that was a great throw, by the way.
Hell
Josh
of a
Allen.
throw.
Yeah. And then their guy fumbles it, and of course it goes out of bounds and not to us because
Why would
we
it?
don't recover fumbles ever. Never done it. Never happened once, and I think in the history of our team.
It's
I think we've
horrible.
ever
I hate it.
recovered a fumble. It just doesn't happen. Ball doesn't bounce to us.
No, why would it? It's
Um,
fucking bullshit.
um,
I'm gonna have
oh,
to age restrict this video.
dude, Mahomes is gonna ask for a trade after this year. I'm afraid. Like I need a team that has wide receivers. Yes, can't do this anymore.
We're gonna have to bring some in.
I'm not gonna blame him. Yeah,
Have to bring
Veach
something in.
Veach has usually been pretty good at addressing our needs during the offseason. Like the things that really killed us that year. It's hard to point to anything after you lose a Super Bowl. So, but
I mean,
or after you win a Super Bowl. Sorry,
a little
when we
forward
lost
thinking would have told you that this wide receiver room was gonna be
was
problematic.
pretty bad. Yeah, yeah, we were kind of concerned
I
about it, but
mean,
we were so
it's
hopeful. We were like, one of these young guys has to do something, and one of them has, but the rest have done nothing,
yeah,
and
I
you
mean,
can't just have one.
I didn't see anything from the group of returning players last year that gave me a solid hope that they were going to be better wide receivers.
That's true.
Kadarius Toney's best play of the season came as a punt return in the Super Bowl. Wonderful play.
He had some actually decent catches last year. Not a
And
ton, but he had some.
my thing with Kadarius Toney was like he would make like 3, 4 good plays in a row, and then he would be out for a month.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Or
this
just
guy,
not he'd only be in for 3 or 4 plays a game.
yeah, yeah. And I was like, that's not going to carry over. He's a gadget dude. He's
Yep.
Mecole Hardman, but more injury prone. And that's
Is Mecole injured right now?
yeah, he hurt
Really?
his thumb.
So even
Uh
Mecole kind of injury prone.
yeah, yeah, this really started last year. Richie James is a guy that I think that what we need to do is just quit bringing in former Giants receivers. Like
It's not worth.
there's a reason
I
why
don't
they
know.
are former Giant receivers and not current Giant receivers, a team that desperately needs bodies at wide receiver. I
So let's
understand
just
going after a Packers wide receiver because they typically are good. They're good at drafting wide receivers. So
they've done well there.
you thought,
Yeah.
okay, they drafted this dude. He must have talent. And yeah,
Even
sure, you're
with
gonna
the
be wrong every
Packers,
once in a while.
dude, the Packers fans will be like, "We warned you," because even with him, he had like a 50% catch rate.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they lied to us while we were bidding for him. And they're like, oh no, we don't want him to go. We want him to stay. And then we signed him to like suckers.
Yeah, no, right?
Oh God. What I wouldn't give to like erase I would seriously give up that AFC championship game from MVS to have never watched him be a chief.
No, I wouldn't because then it like that got us to a Super Bowl that we won.
Maybe
So I
somebody
wouldn't take
else
that.
would have done it or
Yeah,
something
no,
instead of him, but I would have
no,
rather
no,
it
no. I'm
not
not
been
giving
him
up. I'm not giving
because
up this. It's not a like.
I
Look, we don't
hate
have to win the Super Bowl every year. Like, no, no.
he has
Thank you,
18
MVS, for that
catches
one
this year.
game. Thank
Yeah,
you. I
yeah,
know, I
MVS.
know.
You had
He
probably
had like he
9
had
catches
like
in
dude. He had like half that many catches in that championship game in that AFC championship. Like,
I'm so mad right now, Sam. Like this is infuriating. He You aren't even
Because
catching two. You're not even having to catch 2 balls per $1 million you make
mm,
this year. It's
mm,
amazing. Like that is
it's
absolute.
incredible. It's
Your
incredible,
your agent should go into Hall of Fame of agents
dude.
because
Yeah,
that motherfucker is the goat. He
he should
got you the
go
bag.
into the Hall of Fame of like robbers because the heist he has pulled off
Yeah,
with the Chiefs
because
is
I mean,
incredible.
like you even came in with tape. Like there was tape of you doing this, and
Mm.
we still gave you that money.
Oh,
Did we
you
think
know
that it
what?
was your
Look,
quarterback situation that made you not good because you were catching passes from a fucking Hall of Famer? Did we
we'll
re-
just w- hey, we'll just remember the AFC Championship.
Yeah.
Oh,
I will remember
but
that
that's it. That's all
because
we
you've
have to
given
remember.
a nothing
He's
else.
literally given us nothing else.
I
You
hate
then
you.
went to the Super Bowl and didn't have a single catch during the Super Bowl. I don't think.
Yeah, and the worst thing that could possibly happen happened. Is the last thing in our memory was you doing really well, and then in the Super Bowl, Sky Moore and fucking Kadarius Tony each having one goddamn catch and it being for a fucking touchdown,
Touchdown.
and
Yeah.
Tony having a good punt return. So we thought, oh, next year our wide receivers are going to be really in good shape. Look at the end of the postseason where MVS went off, and then Sky Moore and Tony scored touchdowns in the Super Bowl and had a good punt return because then we didn't make any upgrades other than Rasheed Rice. That's the only thing we did, and he was just done because
Yeah.
we were stupid and let the
Mm.
wrong one walk.
So
We should
look,
have
man,
fucking cut.
I
We should have cut MVS, but like, listen, man, thank you for the Super Bowl. We're gonna take a cap hit to get you the fuck out of here. Hey, Juju, here's MVS's contract. We're gonna give you some fucking money. Please stay.
please stay.
Please
Yeah, please stay and
don't
keep
go.
converting for us on third downs because he was a great third down target last year.
He was awesome. He was
I remember that.
guaranteed
Yeah,
first down.
he would catch the ball. He didn't drop the ball, and that was great. That's all we need right now. Somebody that doesn't drop the fucking ball.
God damn, somebody who doesn't drop the ball or who lines up right, who doesn't line up off sides.
Yeah, yeah,
And he had to drop and did that. Like it wasn't like he was
and
just
yeah,
like he
dude.
just made one bad mistake. He fucked
When
up multiple times in this game.
you took away one of the coolest plays ever from
Dude.
our tight end, who's the greatest tight end ever.
Yeah.
And it you could have been like you said before we were recording, went from hero to go. Well, not that goat, the other
Yeah.
bad version of the goat, like from hero to zero,
Here to zero in
like
one
in
play.
2 seconds,
And
man.
yeah.
Like
Like
once we found out what that flag was, it was
and you know,
you.
it felt like it was an offensive flag too, didn't it? Like
Yeah, I just knew it was too good to be true.
it literally like you didn't know what the flag
Way
was. Like
too
they
good
were
to be
like,
true.
nobody knows what it is, but I'm like, I feel
Actually,
like
I
it's
thought it was.
offensive.
I thought the defense, like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, the defense must have been offsides because we're still playing. They're not stopping. In like
It could have been I thought
usually when
honestly
you
it was gonna be a
see
legal formation.
usually when you see the flag just like fly out right at the beginning of the play, and and I see Mahomes shoot one deep, I'm like, oh, it's probably because they're offsides. Mahomes taking a shot here. He knows we're gonna get this back. And
No.
then nope.
No. We got fucked. I mean, we didn't get fucked. I mean, we did. The refs called the right call technically. He lined up wrong.
Don't they usually check with? Don't the wide receivers
He
line
didn't
up
look. He didn't
and they?
look. That was the problem. That's why he got called for it because he didn't look to that sideline over there where they were trying to tell where they would have told him. He just looked towards the ball the whole time. He watched the ball. He didn't ever look off to his left where the ref would have then told him to take a step back.
On a everything.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah, dude.
anything else even happen today? I don't know.
Uh
The Rams and the Ravens had a really good game.
yeah, the Ravens
That
won in a walk-off punt return in
walk-off
overtime.
punt return, that was
Hell of a
incredible. That
game.
game was incredible. That
Hell of
game
a
was
game.
back and
Hell of a
forth
game.
the whole time.
Best game on the slate today.
Mm,
Uh
sure was.
the Bengals beat the shit out of the Colts.
Yeah, I think it's
34
time to
to 14.
start. I think it's time to start asking, is Burrow a system quarterback?
I literally have that on here as my question. Like, is Burrow a system quarterback? I don't think so. But I mean, motherfucking Jake Browning out there working them.
Browning's about to get himself paid,
Yeah,
you
some
know?
stupid team's going to give him a lot of money and not
Yes.
take into
Although
account that he's throwing to those dudes.
he also had an injury. I
Oh,
don't know how bad it was, but he left in the fourth quarter with an injury. We'll see how bad it is, but that dude's
hopefully,
gonna get paid
yeah. Hey,
a little bit.
speaking of backups doing work, fucking Joe Flacco, Dirty Joe. Joe
Yeah.
Cool out there beating the fucking Jags, who are in
Winning
free.
games for the Browns.
Yeah. Hey, the Jags are right alongside us in a free fall. Uh,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
luckily their
Welcome
division is
to
doing the same.
welcome to misery, Jags. You're very familiar with it, so
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean CJ Stroud got knocked out of the game today.
That's
And
bad.
the Jets fucking Zach Wilson came out there and came to play. He threw for
They're
300 and a
wanting.
couple tutties.
Are they at that point where they're like, we're gonna give you guys just? I mean, you're 5-8. You're so out of it that it's not even.
They gave
There's no
Zach
way.
Wilson lit it up today.
There's no.
Give
Yeah.
the guy credit where it's due.
So he lit it up against us too. So this is twice now that he's done it this year. Twice. That's which is more times than I thought he would. Hang 300 yards, 2 touchdowns. That is a
That's
that
what I'm
is.
saying. He lit them up. The Jets
Mm.
scored 30 points. I don't think they've scored 30
Texans,
points
real
on the,
sad,
that's yeah,
real
real
sad
bad.
Texans.
I think that's a season
Especially,
high for the Jets at 30.
it has to be.
Yeah, Zach Wilson, no
I
turnovers.
mean, for a team that was the Jets have been thoroughly embarrassed the past couple weeks, right? Like
Yeah,
2 weeks ago with the Dolphins, like we all remember that embarrassment, right?
yeah,
Hail Mary pick six. What? And then last week you lost to the Falcons, so that's just embarrassing on it and on itself.
yeah. I mean, Art
Um,
Smith is trash.
uh, that's super trash. Hey, how about the NFC South? Like 3 teams tied at 6 and 7.
It's gonna be a barn burner race. I mean, the AFC South is all pretty congested as well. If you look
Yeah,
at
but
it
with teams with winning records. Not,
for this
not
week.
very-
Yeah, I
no.
mean, they're it's wild, dude. The standings are wild in the NFL right now.
Yeah,
Uh,
NFC South. You got 3 teams that are at 6 and 7.
AFC South, you have two teams at 7 and 6, and the Jags at 8 and 5, which is, but yeah,
Mm,
like you said, that is hilarious that they are all at 6 and 7 for the division.
yeah,
And then you
and
have
then
the
you have the
Panthers
Panthers.
throwing off the curve here.
Panthers. I'm so sorry. Like, God, the Panthers. This is one of the worst teams we've ever seen. For
They're
the
really
Panthers.
bad. They're really bad, and
Super bad.
they're not the ones that I pegged to be this bad in the NFL.
They are super duper bad.
Them and the
Mm,
Patriots are not the team I pegged to be this terrible. It was the Cardinals.
mhm.
So congrats to the Cardinals and not being a Super Bowl
Congrats to the
opponent.
Cardinals not being super shit.
Yeah.
Why, man, Patriots, you're really ruining your tank. Like the
How about the
Patriots,
Steelers, on the other hand, ruining their playoff chances because they've lost 2 weeks in a row. They've
two,
lost to two-win teams going into it
yeah, yeah. They
because
gave
you
the
had
Cardinals and the Patriots their third win.
yeah, and Bailey's
What's up with
happy
that?
just fucking kind of went off.
I know against a good defense.
Yeah, I mean he
Also,
put up points.
what is happening in the NFL right now? What is happening?
It's wild, man. This is wild. I mean, you had Drew Lock today, having a nice couple throws against the 49ers, ultimately coming up short. You had the Vikings and Raiders combined for the most boring game of the year.
That
And
happened today. I didn't
th-
see a single bit of it.
3-0. That's what happened today.
No, it did not.
3-0. Vikings beat the Raiders.
I have not. I was just so I kind of dozed off a little during the noon games
I
because
there
they were
wasn't.
very very boring.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
we had the one that I will paid attention to
there was not a
being
game that ended 3. No, where is this?
Raiders lost three to
One,
nothing to
the
the
Raiders
Vikings.
lost 3.
The
And the Vikings, oh my God. And the Vikings didn't get that till the fourth quarter.
with
The
2 minutes
Vikings,
left,
there
2 minute
wasn't a
warning.
score in that game until the last 2 minutes. You got to be.
Yeah, final 2 minutes, red zone went to it. It
How
was
did I miss
wild.
that?
It was wild, dude. It was easy to miss because they didn't go there a lot because it was 0-0 through the majority of that fucking game.
What a terrible day of football.
But
What
dude,
an
think about how
absolute.
merciful those teams were to the
What an
America by
and dude,
scoring before it
we
got to the overtime.
we
They did
forgot
not go
about
to
the. Okay, we forgot about the other team that's falling apart right now. The Lions.
the Lions at the wrong
I'm
time. What the
so
fuck?
sorry, Lions. You lost to the Bear. You got the shit beat out of you by the Bears.
This is like To be
28 to
fair,
13
the Bears almost beat the shit out of them the first time they played, but the Lions had a miracle comeback in the fourth
comeback.
quarter.
That's right.
They did not have
This,
that today,
they did
sir.
not
They
have.
continued that ass whooping all
Team.
throughout that day.
Seems like people are just kind of figuring out, like, oh yeah, remember if you pressure Goff, he does terribly.
Yeah, like
If you just
how
put
could you?
some pressure on the guy, he's not that good.
Yeah,
We,
we had
we
the
we've
Broncos ran into a perfect storm today. They're hot. The Chargers are absolutely imploding. And thank
and
God Sneaky's not here right now because I get to shred the shit out of Kellen Moore.
yeah,
He wanted to argue that this dude was a good offensive coordinator. He has put up 13 points in 2 weeks. This dude is
yeah,
trash.
yeah. The Chargers are real, but the Chargers are
Fucking
going to fire their
terrible.
entire coaching staff.
Oh, dude, they're starting from scratch. They are
They're
absolutely they will
they're
probably
just
keep
waiting.
some people and that is fucking terrible.
They're firing their entire coaching staff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
they need to.
absolutely. Yeah.
They absolutely need to.
Brandon Staley dust off that old defensive coordinator resume because you're going to need it.
Mhm.
Kellen Moore, can you be a quarterbacks coach? Because you're done being an offensive coordinator unless you go to the XFL. Because
Mhm.
this shit's fucking bad. Uh,
Real bad.
yeah, dude.
So yeah,
Kellen Moore. I mean, I enjoyed you as a Boise State quarterback back in the day, but
I do. I
that's where it
remember
ended.
that.
That's where it ended for you.
Kind of remember that was like the first time I saw Boise State in that blue field.
Yeah,
I'm like, what is the fuck is this?
they had a nice squad.
Um, yeah, but they're super bad. They keep
Yeah.
getting worse. They've gotten just worse as the year goes on. The Chargers gotten worse and
Yeah,
worse.
I mean, obviously they are a team that's been affected by injuries pretty severely, as always. They're always fucking
They always
injured.
are, but they always have so much damn talent that they're squandering
Justin
away.
Herbert was injured in this game, knocked
Did
out
he?
of it. Yeah, he got knocked out of this game.
Ooh, man,
Um,
I could really pay attention when we talk about
he
this at the end of the
he
day.
broke a finger in the first half. What it says. So
Okay,
I don't
well,
know how long that'll keep him out, but I mean, obviously,
yeah,
whenever your team's this bad, you're not going to fucking put yourself at risk.
come back.
No need to. That's
I'll come
stupid.
back.
You're not a playoff team.
Your season's done. It's like Aaron Rodgers. What the fuck are you doing thinking you're coming
Exactly.
back?
Yeah, that's just ignorant.
Don't be dumb.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb.
Um. God, dude, this thing is.
I guess the Jags and Browns game was pretty good, but
It was pretty entertaining. It felt like the Browns were in control of it, and the Jags were
most of
trying
the
to
game,
get back
yeah,
into it most of the game.
that's true.
Um,
Trevor Lawrence just
it's a
turning that
miracle
ball
he
over.
played in that game. That knee injury he got in the last game,
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, he was questionable
he
all week.
sprained that knee, and
Still came back.
so they're lucky that they're fortunate he
Mhm.
was able to play for him at all.
Threw 3 touchdowns. He just also threw 3 interceptions.
Yeah, so that's a very he's a risky
Mhm.
quarterback.
Don't love it.
Got a lot of Josh Allen in him. Josh Allen today did not make as
Kind
many
of.
mistakes as we needed. Dude, it's just
What a terrible, awful, no good, very bad. I think there's one I'm missing. Week of football.
2 weeks. Been an awful 2 weeks of
2 weeks.
football, Sam.
Just
Terrible, awful, no good, dirty
very
weeks of
bad.
football. They're dirty weeks. They're stinky.
I just don't know. I don't know. I don't know how you. Uh, some people are happy. Broncos fans are really happy. Go fuck yourselves.
Fuck them. Yeah.
Um,
Fuck you, Perna.
yeah, yeah, that's right. Erna,
The Cowboys fans are
Bills fan.
happy. Fuck all you too. I don't care about your happiness.
Yeah, we got the worst. Cowboys fans and Broncos fans are
I
happy.
know, and I have
What
so
is
many
the
regulars at work that are Cowboys fans. It's gonna be so fucking annoying,
fine,
Sam.
man.
It's gonna be so
Fine,
goddamn
man.
annoying.
Mm, mm-mm.
God, like there's no yeah, they won. They did it.
There's no escaping it, man. There's no escaping it for you.
I mean, we
Uh,
beat them the first time, but my one thing is that I told him earlier in the year, I was like, this is how it was gonna go. I did not
yeah.
expect us to win this game.
Okay.
We
Well,
always split with the Cowboys and we always lose the road game and win the home game. So that it happened how I thought it would, but this game was just not even fucking close.
I
That's what
know
sucks.
they're gonna really roast you for how bad it was by
I mean,
beating you by 20.
you turned the ball over 3 times in Dallas territory. That could have been 21 points. Obviously, I'm shooting on the high end when more realistically it was probably 9 points. Um,
Let's go 13. I bet one of those could have been a touchdown.
Our only touchdown was scored by a defensive lineman, Sam.
Okay, 9 points. Got it.
Um,
9 points.
that's even on the high end. It probably more realistically 6 because Sirianni would have probably been like, you know what,
Let's
we
go
should
for it on
definitely
this
go
fourth
for it
and
on this
one.
fourth and
Or not
9,
4th and 9. Yeah, 4th and 1 you definitely get because tush push, but
or we kick a field goal
which is
because we
going to come
forget
to
that
an
we have
end.
that.
No tush push after the season, P. Sorry.
I mean,
Goodell says he
at,
doesn't like it, so I think it's gone.
as you saw today, Jalen Hurts actually, there was one instance where we lined up one guy behind him, and that guy put his hand on him for a half second, took it off, and Jalen Hurts did the rest of the work. First down. Because he's
Yeah,
very
I don't think
successful. He was very successful at the quarterback sneak before they started
before
lining
the
up
tush,
people behind
right?
him.
Yeah,
I think that
I don't
that
know how
Jason
much the
Kelsey,
pushing.
I think Jason Kelsey put was like I think it's 1% bet more successful than what Jalen Hurts already
Mhm.
was
And
because he was
how
already
about
sitting at like 93 and now it's 94% or something.
them calling the offsides on the tush push again when it was for calling it on your guard when it's Jason Kelsey's hand that's on the ground next. You're confusing the center's hand for your guard's hand.
And like Jason Kelsey tapes his fingers up, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he has
And
tape on his
he's told
fingers and the the
he's
refs have
tried
been
to
told.
address
Yeah, it's at a certain point, it's just bad officiating, Sam.
really
It's
bad
just so
fish.
bad.
It's the
Like,
third time that I've seen it happen where
yeah,
they
and
have
it's
called offsides on the Eagles and they called it on the wrong guy and it wouldn't have been offsides because the center is allowed to put his other hand next to the ball there. Like
it's fucking stupid and it's aggravating. And
it's been a pretty bad year for officiating.
it
It
has
doesn't
it
matter. It's
it
just not
has and
gonna
it's league wide. Like
the
across the league, they're
it
having to deal
is.
with
It is.
problems
It's
with
been
this. It's
bad
not just
all
our fan bases
no, it's not
and I'm
just our
sure that
fans.
and our
It
fan
is
and the teams that we are fans of have won because of bad calls. We are fully
yeah.
aware of that.
No,
I am
and I'm not
aware that
blaming any of our losses on it. Our losses have been because of
no.
us.
Yeah, our
Turning the ball over,
this was a
flat
poorly
penalties, drop balls.
This Eagles game was a poorly officiated game with 3 fumbles in the opponent's territory. Of course, you're
That's
going to lose that game.
what
You
lost
turned
you
it
the
over.
game.
Yeah, it wasn't the bad officiating.
Yeah.
We could have
No.
overcame that if we would have
We beat
scored
the
3 touchdowns
Raiders.
there.
The Chiefs beat the Raiders now like 2 weeks ago. Anyway,
Yeah.
where there wasn't a single flag on the Raiders. It was all
No.
on us, but we
Yeah.
still beat the hell. We were down 14 and we beat them by 14. So you don't
Exactly.
blame it on the officiating.
No. There's
But
absolute.
it's been a very bad year for fishing. And then
Dude,
nothing's
it's
going
been
to
so
change.
bad. No.
Nothing's going to change. Nothing at all.
No.
They're going to be
No.
like, you have the technology to change all of this, to take away any bad call that you could ever want to. And well, no, because if we do it for once, I'm going to start this thing where we're looking at every single play. You're like, no, you're not.
No, you don't have to. You can do it from
Really?
fucking New York and just have them call down and say, hey, yo, that wasn't a penalty. Just say, hey, pick up the
Some of
flag.
them, some
You
of
can
them are
have it.
so easy.
You can
So
do.
easy.
You can do it before the plays are called. Obviously, in a no huddle situation, that's going to cause problems and penalties. That's fine. I'm fine sacrificing those situations where teams go in no huddle and a missed call gets stands instead of getting picked. Instead of New York saying,
But let's,
"Hey, drop down a flag because there's an actual fucking
dude,
penalty there that you clearly
okay.
missed because you're stupid or biased."
Yeah, I don't know about bias, but stupid for sure.
Well, think about how much
Let's
money's on the line in this.
I know, yeah, it makes you wonder. Yeah, with sports betting being legalized, it makes you wonder.
Uh,
Um, but let's talk about John Harbaugh's challenging John Harbaugh challenging that touchdown. No, the Ravens still won, so nobody's going to care that much. Challenging a touchdown, which is not a challengeable play because they're already booth reviewed automatically.
where the dude took like 7 steps.
And then yeah, where it wasn't. What are you challenging? First of all, even if it was challengeable, there's nothing to challenge. He clearly caught it. Demarcus Robinson, D Rob, right?
Yep,
Had some
former
good
Chief.
memories. Had some good memories. D Rob caught Mahomes 50 for 50 ball. What I call his
50 for
55,000 ball.
Yeah, 50 for 5,000. Yep.
Where he got his 50th touchdown and surpassed 5,000 yards in one ball. That went to D Rob. Um, also Gator.
Yep.
So
That was a terrible challenge by
there
Harbaugh.
was no reason to challenge it, even if it was a challengeable play. Then the official, speaking of bad officiating, the official was like the play has been challenged, and then went over and had to like huddle up with his guys. Where it's like, why you're
Yeah.
you should know that that's not challengeable right there,
Sean
and be
McVay, I
like,
think, had to bring it to their attention.
hey, you can't do. I've seen it happen before. I've seen it happen where coaches challenge plays that aren't challengeable, and the officials right away are like, this team's being charged a timeout because I just tried to challenge a play that's not
Because they
challengeable.
wasted my time.
And they did. They were like acting like this was something that could happen. Oh, hey, meow meow.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Uh, it's embarrassing for Harbaugh. But like you said, they still got the win, so ultimately it did not hurt them, but it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was hilarious. But man, I've never seen like I knew right away you can't challenge that, and the officials out there like he could like a, like, oh, I guess we're gonna challenge this now.
No. Hey, but in other news, real quick, congratulations to the Lakers for winning the inaugural NBA Cup, the in-season tournament. They beat
That happened.
they beat the Indiana Pacers. It was a really great finish to it. Because I think
Very
the league got exactly what they wanted out of the in-season tournament here.
The
You
Lakers
got
and LeBron.
you got
Sure, yeah.
you got the Lakers versus an up-and-coming New Orleans team in the semifinals.
Yeah, and
And
Zion.
on the other end, you had the Pacers, an up-and-coming team, versus the Milwaukee Bucks, and upset them.
Mm.
So you had what you want to see if you're the NBA, and then you get, obviously, yeah, like you said, LeBron in the inaugural cup winning it over a young up-and-coming team. Kevin Durant, whenever he was asked about losing in the quarterfinals, not getting to go to Vegas, they just asked him what his thoughts on the in-season tournament were. And it was awesome for it. He came out and he's like, when I was told about this idea, I hated it. He's like, I told him I didn't like it. I thought it was stupid. He's like, but as it played out, it became fun. He's like, and then he's like, there was a definite playoff atmosphere.
That just fell off the counter.
Goddamn cats.
Dude, she's you see cats fall off things off. Okay,
but
anyways.
So
it was kind of successful.
It had a playoff atmosphere. Fans were excited. There was in the communities, there was people enjoyed it. The players liked it. And it wasn't just about the money. There was a competitive level across the games.
It still didn't make me pay attention to basketball at this point any more than I normally would, which is like, I don't start even, it doesn't even get onto my radar until after football.
But I'll just say, like, it did seem like you would see those arena, like the Indiana arena for the quarterfinals. That place was rocking, man. That thing was rocking like it was Game 7 in the Eastern Conference Finals. It was packed to the brim.
Then you know what? I bet they're going to keep doing it.
Absolutely. I think it's and I think that other sports should look into it. But on that note, I think we did it.
Do we think Sean McDermott is going to give a riveting speech about maybe how good the Nazis were at organizing camps
this week? Maybe he'll do that. I think he will.
Maybe. They were really good at that. The trains always ran on time to get to them camps. And they really worked together.
On that note, we did it. We're done.
We did it. Okay.
We did it. As always, thanks for watching. Check out again next week, where we're probably going to be sad again, because that's just how everything. But the good news is we'll
try not to mention Nazis.
The good news is we'll do it before the Eagles play, so I'll only be half as sad. Actually, it'll be twice as sad, because if the Chiefs lose the fucking game.